was first elected to Oxfordshire County Council back in 1993, and I've never forgotten the importance of that experience, the importance of listening to people, talking to them, communicating with them, and crucially standing up for them. It taught me as well that even if you're in a minority, just one councillor, two councillors, you can still make a huge difference. Having that green voice heard at council level really does change things.
I'm in the House of Lords now, but I was a councillor for 4 years. And although it was the hardest work I've ever done, it was also the most rewarding. You can help people, you can actually make a difference in people's lives, and that was the most incredible thing for a Green.
I became a Green councillor as a result of the chair of the party calling me up the night before nominations closed to say that did I realise no women were standing, and I hadn't realised that, and so I rushed my nomination form in, and that's how come I ended up being a councillor.
In my area, St Michael's, we already had Green councillors who were very, very active in the community. They were always seen in the streets doing street cleanups. They were school governors. They were basically the only politicians that could be seen outside the election period, and also their leaflets were always very positive. In addition to that, I'm from Poland, and I was aware that there is no Polish representation in Liverpool City Council, even though there is a huge Polish minority there, so those were predominantly the reasons.
I wanted to become a Green councillor because, I felt the Green Party was just so horribly underrepresented at all levels of government. Chris Williams is to blame for all my subsequent woes, really. He gave a presentation on Target to Win at a conference years ago, and that kind of just a light bulb went off in my head then, really. I understood that, you could actually get elected in the Green Party, and here was the way to do it. So, I'm very passionate about Target to Win, and I really encourage every local party to have their own Target to Win campaign.
So in 2015 I went up to be a town councillor, and I just missed out and I came in third, but that didn't really dampen my enthusiasm and my desire to really go for it. So I go to council meetings, I go to planning and resources and main council meetings, just so that I can understand the procedures, I can understand what happens there, and therefore in preparation that hopefully next time round I will be elected as a councillor.
I've been the only Green Party councillor on Lancashire County Council for the last 4 years, but I've taken every opportunity just to have and use my influence, and where I'm different to the other two parties, I was instrumental in amending the budgets so that when the huge cuts to the buses were proposed, we managed to save daytime services. So there's lots of little things I've managed to do to make things not quite as bad in this really bad situation of austerity in councils.
My most satisfying achievement as a councillor was a few years ago when I managed to get the council to stop placing homeless families in Victorian-like conditions in bed and breakfast hostels. They now live in far more appropriate temporary accommodation, more humane conditions, so people can start to build a life again.
There's a major challenge in Sheffield currently, and that is that the council and a private contractor are determined to remove healthy trees in order to make the highways smoother and flatter. And this is something that the Green Party and local grassroots organisations are very much opposed to. I was arrested with 6 other people at the same time. There's been 14 people arrested overall, and all very effective actually in bringing the campaign to media attention nationally and internationally, and I think that that's also helped raise the profile of the Green Party locally and nationally as well.
Being a councillor and being an active campaigner within the community allows you to focus real attention on issues that need the light shining on them. And that's one of the areas I really enjoy. There's hidden detail in council papers. Like when we found that there was a secret plan to privatise cemeteries in our district, actually finding that information, shining the light on it, made a real difference to the community I represent.
The achievement I'm most proud of so far is my role in persuading Bristol University to divest from fossil fuels. I wasn't the only person involved in the campaign. In fact, part of why I found it so satisfying is that it was a collaboration of students, staff, alumni and local Green politicians who together from different angles successfully over several years persuaded the university to make a commitment to withdraw its investments from fossil fuel companies.
I've been a Green councillor now for 18 years, so I've been re-elected 5 times, so I must be doing something right. There's lots of things that we've managed to achieve on KIRKLEES Council. One of the most successful was a £20 million insulation programme, which saw over 50,000 homes insulated across the whole of Kirklees. It was an incredible programme which actually put £4.5 million each year back in people's pockets in terms of saved energy bills, and not to mention of course climate change and the huge impact we had with that.
I can understand people be really reticent about becoming a councillor, not knowing all the ins and outs to begin with, but you do learn quickly, and yeah, there are people there to help you, officers to guide you, and also it's really about your basic values and principles, and so long as you're always acting in accordance with those, you'll be representing the Green Party and your constituents really well.
I have a supportive husband, so that helps. Most of the council meetings take place in the evening, so he's usually back at work to look after them, and I just take my children to a lot of activities, to the community cleanups, or sometimes to community meetings. They take active part in...
What's your name?
Basically being a valued member of the community. They do their bit, and I think that's very, very good, and it has benefited them and my family greatly.
It is so important for the Green Party to have more councillors of all kinds, because together we can make a difference. But in fact, as well, just one Green in the room changes the whole debate. It's important to be there.
This country needs to change, and you can be part of that change.
So if you want to make a difference, don't wait for someone else to do it. Do it yourself. Stand up and become a councillor.
Join Mommy and be a Green Councillor.
We absolutely need more Green councillors.
Just go for it.
It will improve your life immensely. It's a great thing to do.
You have nothing to lose.
And everything to gain.
And everything to gain.